Webinar number 8, term 2, we're looking at pressing and counter-pressing. Pressing in modern day football is a big part of football. You know, we at TFA, we're encouraging you guys to play possession of the football. To have possession of the football, you must possess the football. You know, and it's very important for a team to win the ball as high up the field as possible. In this webinar, we're going to look at Liverpool, because Liverpool now are very famous for counter-pressing or Ganga-pressing, as the Germans call it. And as you watch a lot of their games, you'll see they win a lot of goals when the opposition has the ball. Okay, and we have to learn how to do that. And this webinar will explain to you when to press and when to not press. The first principle to understand about gang and pressing, gang actually means a gang. To press, you must press as a gang. If only one player presses, it's ineffective because the other players can play around him. In this example, 3 Liverpool players press to win the ball high up the pitch. As explained, if you see Liverpool here, they take shape in the middle to try and force the goalkeeper to go wings to isolate him. But the guy goes in the middle and the boys repossess the ball. What's important to understand is Liverpool do what the guy is saying is man-orientated pressing, but also you force the space. Watching the guy play the pass here, they're forcing him to go wide so they can close him down. And again here, look, 3 men on 3 players, making him go backwards and forcing the interception. Okay, so it's man pressing, but also forcing the space. It's a very important part of pressing. You're not just going to chase the ball like lunatics. Again here, it's a gang. 3 players on 3 players. And we force him, and we force him again. And then look, 3 on 2. And they force again. Okay, you're always pressing to steal the ball as high up the pitch as possible. One more time, player on every player. So you're cutting up the passes, and you're pressing the ball, and you're forcing them to play. It's very important in modern day football that you do this as a collective team. Of course, that means a lot of stamina and a lot of running.
All right, guys, so we just went through pressing 2. Now we're going to look at pressing 3. Again, we're in our normal defensive shape, 4-1-4-1. We're tight, we're compact vertically and horizontally, basically all between the half spaces, and we're going to allow this first initial ball into the center backs. So as the goalkeeper plays this ball into the center back, pressing 3 is going to be, the initial presser is a different player. In this case, if our center forward is far away, okay, or if their central midfielder pulls our central midfielder deeper, right, we're going to use the winger to press in this instance. So here, we're going to use our left wing to press. But instead of forcing the ball inside, which then a good team might be able to pop in and bounce the ball around us and create, you know, isolations, we're going to ask our winger to, as he presses, force that ball outside still. So you see, now there's a lot of space there. So that's a trigger right away for our back 4, especially our left back, to slide aggressively. The moment we see this left winger start to go, moment he starts to sprint to press, our left back is going to also immediately start to press their outside back, which pulls a trigger for our center back to slide all the way across. And then so on and so forth. All of our back 4 slide across. So by the time this left winger gets here and bends his run to force it outside, our left back is now all the way up tight on their left or their right back. Our center back is slid across to pick up the winger. Our other center back comes deeper now, and our right back's into this space. So we basically become a back 3. As this is happening, as that left wing goes at the same time, our central midfielder is pulling in here to support and deny this vertical ball. Our defensive midfielder doing his job as always, protecting the back foot or the center backs on the ball side, so he gets in that space in front of them. Our other central midfielder slides across to stay connected. Okay, our winger on the weak side slides across a little bit deeper here than normal, since our center forward is already into this space. So now our winger, instead of being up here where they're doing the same job, comes a little bit deeper where he can help support and take away any of this space between the lines. And our center forward, as long as the left wing is cut off that passing lane, can now aggressively step into here. If the left wing hasn't fully cut off that passing lane, then we need our center forward a little more balanced in case they try to play that to intercept it. So again, our shape is slightly converted now into maybe a 3 5-2 almost, or you could make a case for it still being a 4-1-4-1, but our movements are based off one of our players going. Now we know we're still trying to force it wide, so our whole objective here is to take away this side of the field to force the center back to try to play a tough ball in here that we can pick off and go to goal, or to try to force a ball into here where we have a 4v2 or even a 5v2 long. And again, our goalkeeper stays balanced and shifts with the ball as well. As long as our left winger and our center forward do the job and they cut off these passing lanes, there's no way the ball can get to this side of the field. So again, we're all compact horizontally on this side of the field, and we're denying vertical options in there. So that's our pressing 3, where we're sending the winger to press the center back, but still forcing the ball outside, which means our entire back 4 has to shift across, and our left back or right back goes high. Our second form of pressing is just a variation from the first one. So again, we're in our defensive shape. We're compact vertically, compact horizontally. We're allowing the goalkeeper to play the initial ball into the center back. As that ball goes, we're going to send our center forward, just like in pressing 1, to cut off the lane. Now, if the center forward can't get there as he presses and they're able to play, once they've played this ball, since we've already committed to pressing, right, we are going to then convert into almost a 4-4-2 to press it. So we're going to send our central midfielder closest to the ball out now to press the ball and keep it wide. Right away, you see it opens up a gap here. So that's a trigger for our 6. The moment he sees the 8 or the 10 go, to step forward to match up man-to-man. Okay? And everywhere else, we're still compact and tight vertically and horizontally. So again, where do we want to force the ball? We want to force it wide. So as the central midfielder is coming into here, right, they're almost always going to go into the left back here or go long. So as this ball is traveling to the left back, our winger is going to go to press tight on the left back to keep it onto the line. Our right back is going to travel with him to be tight to intercept anything to the left wing. Our whole back 4 is going to slide across narrow. Our defensive mid is going to come support the right wing. Our central midfielder that's still in is going to slide all the way across. In this case, our winger tucks in to the line of midfield. Instead of being higher like they were in pressing 1, they're going to tuck into the midfield since we have 2 high. Our central midfielder then is going to kind of do both jobs, cut off the passing lane here to the center back while doubling, and then our center forward is going to pinch into this space. So you can see we've now converted into basically a 4-4-2, and this was the trigger right away. Right when that ball was going and we see the 8 or the 10 go, our defensive mid popped into that hole, and now our back 4 is matched up. And so anyone that checks, our back 4 is going to have to go with them as well. So the same principles apply. We're tight and compact inside, forcing the ball outside, and then we press it hard and we lock it in on that side. So that's pressing 2. That's when they've broken the first line of the press of the center forward, and we are going to send the central midfielder as a second forward. So now our 6 steps into the midfield line. So we convert to 4-4-2. So we went over our basic defending structure. Now we're going to look at the different ways we want to press. So you can see we've already got into our defensive shape. It's a 4-1-4-1, tight and compact. We're compact horizontally and compact vertically, trying to deny any possession or penetration through the middle of the field. And we want to force the ball wide. Okay, so if we are immediately pressing, so as the goalkeeper plays into the center back, there's 2 or 3 different ways we will press. The first mechanism, we're going to use our center forward, just like with our defensive shape, to bend his run to press the center back while cutting off the passing lane between these 2 center backs. So once the center forward has cut off this passing lane and starts to go, that's a trigger for the rest of us to go. If we do not step with the center forward, then it's easy for them just to bounce into the central midfielder and bounce the other side, and now he's wasted his energy. So the moment that center forward starts to go, right away our central midfielders have to step to get tight with theirs, okay, which again leaves a gap here, which tells our 6 to step higher, tells our left winger to step higher, and then tells our entire back 4 to step the line as well. And that's the job of the center backs, to recognize that, to drive the line up along with the goalkeeper as well. Our goalkeeper needs to be high off his line in order for anything coming over the top to cut out. So now we're still compact horizontally and vertically, but now we're applying direct pressure to the opposition. So as the center forward cuts off the passing lane, then he goes tight to try to win the ball from the center back. If the center back decides to drop it back to the goalkeeper, the center forward continues his run to press that goalkeeper. But again, in most cases, they're either going to try to force this ball centrally, which our 8 or our 10 should anticipate and win it, and now we're going to goal 2v1, or they're going to go wide to the outside back or try to go long across the top. It's the center forward's job to try to get there to disrupt any long ball, okay, and the goalkeeper in the back four to cut that out. And then as the ball again travels to this outside back, so if they're checking and he plays, we're doing the same thing we did last time. Now we're pressing and we're trying to pin them in on the sideline. So the left winger goes, our left back steps all the way across. Okay, we maintain a high line. All right, our 6 or defensive midfielder, his job is to protect the center mids on the ball side. So he gets all the way across. Our center mids slide in to support. And then our weak side winger tucks all the way in to cut off any of these passing lanes. So if they wanted to try to go right back to center back, our right winger in here is able to cut this off. So in this case, since we're pressing, our center forward is going to stay tight on the center back, and our right winger is going to do multiple jobs, cutting off this passing lane and being able to get over here if the ball somehow finds its way. And then we press tight and we look to win it. When we're pressing, we're looking to win that ball back within 5 or 6 seconds and then go to goal. You see how opened up the black team is. So if we win it, that's the time to attack quickly and to get at that defense. So that is our first pressing number 1. We're going to use our center forward to cut off the opposite center back, and that triggers our entire team to go tight man-to-man in central midfield, still compact horizontally and vertically. Once it goes wide, we press the ball onto that sideline and lock it in. Once one goes, we all go, and we communicate, and we're tight together.
Just to summarize and revise, there's 3 elements to pressing. Number 1, as a player, when you press with the aggression to win the ball. If you look at the first example in this video, don't press just for the sake of running. Press to take the ball. The guy slide tackles to get the ball, but he gets the ball. So the first one is the intention of the press is to win the ball. The second thing is the collective effort. You have to continuously do this exercise as a team. Keep pressing, keep pressing, keep pressing. You will get your rewards. And number 3, good football teams will break your press. But all you have to do is get them once or twice, and that gives you 1 or 2 goals. So counter-pressing is the way we will be playing football. Thank you for watching. Do the quiz as usual.